Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today I'm covering Selling Sunset, Season 3, Episode 7, Two Sides to Every Story. Oh, Chrishell. Oh, it's so hard to watch this. Let's get into it. Hey guys, I just want to take a second and say if you're enjoying this show, please check out my Patreon. Go to patreon.com, search Real Housewives Recaps, or check the comments below and I'll put a link. And for $1 a week, you can support my show and get 4 bonus episodes per month. I'm covering Scary Island, like the greatest season of Real Housewives of New York. So check it out. Thanks so much. So we pick up in St. Louis. We left off at the last episode that she'd just flown in to be with her sister and family. So her sister Shonda arrives to get her from the airport, and it's just so touching to see them together. They seem to truly love each other, and it's so sweet, and Chrishell's still so shaken and upset about what all has happened with Justin. Grr, Justin. So we see Chrishell saying, I need to regroup, this is where I need to be, and that she's in shock, and Shonda's saying, I think we're all in shock, and Chrishell just says, I'm so mad. I say that, and then I want to cry, and he couldn't have given me a heads up. I will never comprehend this. This is how someone chooses to handle something like this. You don't want to make a decision like this and then text someone. And Shonda's saying, yeah, there needs to be a proper ending. So to lighten the mood a little bit, we go over to Amanza's listing, and she has not sold a house yet. She's got this 2,500 square foot house for sale for $2.4 million. If she's able to sell it, she'll make a almost $72,000 commission. And it's a beautiful house. I actually really like this one. I think it's beautiful. I love those back doors. So pretty. So this realtor comes to take a look. His client lives in New York, but they've been working together a long time. So she trusts him to see if the house is right for her. So he looks around and, we're not really sure what's going to happen. So then we go over to the office, and it's Heather, Christine, and Davina. And Heather is excitedly telling everybody that Tarek just bought a cabin next to her parents' house. So that's exciting for her. Christine's talking about her wedding, and she says, if anything will take Chrishell's mind off this, it might be my wedding. It will be an event. That's so shitty. That is not what Chrishell needs right now, is to go to a wedding. Davina's saying the Oscars will probably be on hold until she gets back. And this is that mean girl shit that everybody can't stand her about. Christine to camera says, how do they know where you are, though, pretending to be the paparazzi? I'm on the corner of, and then she trails off. Then Christine says, they have mutual friends, too. She'll probably want to be a little nicer to me. Talking about her and Justin split. She won't have any friends, so she better be nicer to her. My God, this girl, you can't just, even if you don't like her, there's no need to be this mean. It's over the top. So back in St. Louis, we see this spa. This is a spa that her sister owns. And Chrishell is there to get just facials and to feel better. And she's saying it's hard not to feel worthless, like everybody is laughing at you. And that's rough coming off this last scene where the girls literally were laughing at her. Shonda's like, what's going on? And Chrishell says, I wasn't even given a say in this. I can't wrap my brain around this. He would make such a hasty decision like this, and has to be 2 people that want to be married and feel like it was just me who was fighting for a lost cause. Hard to watch. I know I don't know these people, but Chrishell, I just want the best for her. She seems like such a nice girl. So then we go over to Mary's listing. This house is for sale for $9.5 million, 6,049 square feet. It's pretty big. Fancy house, expensive house, but this is a $284,000 commission that Brett brought her on. It's in Beverly Hills. Oliver, one of her clients, is coming to look at it, and Oliver's kind of strange. Now this house is weird because it has this weird pond below the stairs that I do not understand. I just don't understand how you keep this clean and why anybody would want this standing water in their home. It's so weird. So then we see this restaurant where Amanza is meeting that realtor to try to work out the deal on this house. So the realtor meets up with her and says that his client is interested. She'll make a $2.275 all-cash offer. So Amanza's going to call the owner. So the owner comes back and says, listen, the lowest we can take is $2.340. And he'll do a 10-day contingency with a 30-day close. And she talks to the other realtor, and he says, okay, we'll take it. So that's her first sell. So she gets to ring the bell. She's very excited. And it's cool to see. She made a $70,000 commission. She's talking about her kids, and it's just exciting. I'm happy for her. Over at the office, we see all the ladies gathered. One of the tiny twins is talking about Heather and Amanza. They sold that house that they had staged. It was a $3.7 million sale. So they made $109,500 commission. Wow. So I'm guessing they split it, but everybody's excited. It's a big deal. It's, they finally worked together and they did a great job. They sold it in like a crazy amount of time, 48 hours. We go back over to Chrishell and we see her at her family meal. She talks about she used to sell knives door to door. Her sister and her husband have been married for 20 years. They have 3 kids. And she's saying in LA we get caught up in things that are supposed to matter, but they really don't. And that her sister has a beautiful family, and sometimes it's kind of hard to be around. It helps to be inspired, though, that this kind of life might be out there for her. It just might take a different path than she thought. So then they go out to this Gracias Madre, and it's a work dinner, and they're there. Heather's very excited because it's a vegan restaurant. They're there to celebrate all the wins lately. So much to celebrate. So much is sold. They're still trying to push this concierge service. They have 9 escrows right now, and they're just super excited about it. We see Christine arrive a little bit later. She explains that her dog Teddy ran away, so she had to go door to door and knock and finally found him. They all start talking about Chrishell. Mary says she's going to stay in St. Louis a little bit longer. Christine says, you guys really believe she was blindsided by all this? Mary's like, yeah, 1,000%. Davina says, Mary and Amanza are all about Chrishell. You know things were probably not going well. Christine says, I feel like Justin was a solid guy. And somebody points out, we don't know Justin. Amanza, to camera, who I'm loving more and more, says, keep it to your fucking self. And Christine says, well, there's 2 sides to every story. And Mary points out, Davina's never even met Justin, so she's just trying to be the villain here. And then we see the closing scenes with Chrishell and her sister. She's packing up, she's leaving St. Louis, and she's saying, this is not something I ever wanted for myself, but I know I'm going to get through this. And that's how the episode ends. It's so sweet, so touching, so interesting to see Christine and Davina really stand out as just shit stirrers and just the villains here. I find Christine a little bit more interesting than Davina, but that's just me. Hard to watch. Hard to watch them be so cruel, though, when Chrishell's obviously going through some stuff. Anyway, that is it for the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been so much fun recapping this. There's one more episode left of the season. Can't wait to talk about it. Leave me comments below or follow me on Twitter at Real Recaps. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.